Trump has been busy. His first day on the job as president. Yesterday, he already signed all kinds of presidential orders. He's already pardoning people. We're going to get to all these in a rip-roaring, boom, boom, boom. All the news you need to know what happened overnight. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. Let's get going. We're going to pound. Here goes. This is Unusual Whales breaking. Trump revokes Biden executive order that set target of 50% of new vehicle sales by 2030 as electric vehicles. That's a promise made, promise kept. He made over 200 executive orders on his first day. And then here's the Winston Churchill bus. Now, this has a history I wanted to tell you guys about. The Winston Churchill bus is back. The bust of UK Prime Minister Winston Churchill has been added back to the Oval Office after it was removed by President Biden. Now, it has a history because it was first removed by Barack Obama and sent back to the UK. Then they sent it back under Biden, but he did under Trump. And then Biden removed it. Again, it's been a tradition since World War II to have that bust up there. So these are signs of cultural changes in America. This is the biggest news, my favorite one of the day. This is from Life News. Breaking: President Donald Trump pardons pro-life advocate Bevelyn Williams. She was thrown in jail. She's a mom, thrown in jail by the evil leftist Marxist for using her free speech to protest killing the unborn. Here's a little more on it. President Trump is pardoning pro-life activists as we speak. Welcome, Bevelyn. Breaking: we're hearing that President Donald Trump has pardoned pro-life advocate Bevelyn Williams, who Biden put in prison for 3 years for protesting abortion. Other pardons of pro-life Americans reportedly forthcoming. And there's Bevelyn, there's a tweet of her, Bevelyn Beatty, Jesus strong, American hero. Now, I just want to put this one out there for all the pro-lifers. There's a lot of evangelical, very conservative ones that say they would not vote for Trump because he said grab a woman by the hoo-hoo, that he wasn't Christian enough. Mike Pence wouldn't support some of Trump's picks because of it. Well, now I just want to say Trump, for me criticizing him about being soft on life, he did something amazing here. I've been praying for Bevelyn Williams for a long time. She was going to get locked up. That's how evil Joe Biden is, and anti-life. By the way, one of the huge presidents of Planned Parenthood died today of brain cancer. So kind of a change is in the air. Here's Anna Lulis breaking: Trump shuts down the pro-abortion House and HHS, Health and Human Services website, reproductiverights.gov. So that's eventually going to be what RFK Jr. is in charge of. Trump is sending out a message: we're not doing government pro-abortion. And that's wonderful. Local distance: the left is demoralized and exhausted, but they're not going away. Now, this is about the, I always talk to you guys about what's the left's strategy now. He says they're not going away and will try to maintain their hold on cultural, education, and government institutions. So they always go underground. That's the long march through the institutions. When they can't win out in public, they go under their little academic strongholds and Hollywood cultural strongholds and try to start doing shenanigans from within. This is what happened in the 80s. Reagan won, but the left took over universities, schools, and cultural institutions like the arts. Let them lick their wounds there in anonymity, because we're going to be here nice and frosty when they rear their ugly head again. Now, speaking of leftist institutions, Margie Taylor Greene beats the PBS News. First, they started doing an article on Elon Musk making some kind of a Hitler salute. He was just saying hi to everybody. Billionaire Elon Musk gave what appeared to be a fascist salute Monday while making a speech at the post-inauguration celebration for President Trump at the Capital One Arena. Some elections are important, some are not, but this one's the election of a lifetime. Now, here's Rep. Margie Taylor Greene, who's on the committee for DOGE, said, as the chairwoman of the Oversight Committee on DOGE, I look forward to PBS NewsHour coming before my committee and explaining why lying and spreading propaganda to serve the Democrat Party and attack Republicans is a good use of taxpayer funds. We will be in touch soon. Now, I bring that up because of that last quote about how the Democrats are going to try and live within the institutions. Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to expose them. We have X now. When they try and hide and do one little thing, we're going to blow it out and tell everyone about it. They're not going to get away with it this time. Now, here's a great, after Trump's inauguration, he had an inaugural celebration where he spoke again. Here's a small clip.
That got a pardon today? Did they pardon Jack Smith? You know, did you know that Biden, while I was making my speech, pardoned his whole family? The brother, the whole deal was pardoned. Can you imagine that? While I was making my speech. Did everybody hear my speech? Did you like my speech? Thank you. I mean, the only thing wrong with it is I had a lot of tough things to say, and I have some great people that work for me. Sir, this is such a great speech. It's so unifying. Don't talk about Biden with his pardons of his family. We want a unified country. They said, don't talk about the J6 hostages that you're going to be releasing today.
Confirmed. He's released the J6 hostages will all be out as of last night. Here's Douglas Mackey breaking J6 hostages already being processed and released, according to Julie Kelly. And then here's Josh Hammer. Trump said all J6 defendants being held in jail will be released by midnight tonight. I have an article to read real quick. NBC News, Trump pardons roughly 1,500 criminal defendants charged in the J6 Capitol attack. Sweeping pardons would mark the beginning of the end of one of the largest investigations in FBI history, witch hunts in FBI history. President Donald Trump said on Monday that he was issuing roughly 1,500 pardons and commuting the sentences of 6 of his supporters in connection with the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, when thousands of them stormed the building amid his false claims that the 2020 presidential election was rigged again. Okay, easy, NBC News. Easy, we get it, we get it. He made the remarks after returning to the White House Monday evening. An attorney for Enrico Tarrio, the Proud Boys leader convicted of seditious conspiracy, told NBC News on Monday that his client was being processed for release from FCI Pollock, a medium security federal prison in Louisiana. Tarrio was serving 22 years in federal prison after being convicted of seditious conspiracy. That is evil. That is so ridiculous. The pardons would fulfill one of Trump's central campaign promises. Immediately after January 6th attack, Trump sought to distance himself from the attack, saying that those who broke the law should be held accountable. But over the next years, a new narrative emerged, and Trump soon began openly signaling his support for J6 rioters, calling them hostages. They put that in quotes. They should put rioters in quotes. They should put black BLM as rioters. That doesn't belong in quotes. They are political hostages in America, and we're releasing them. Same with that pro-life girl. Political hostage. The unprecedented attack on the U.S. Capitol when the peaceful transfer of power was interrupted. Peaceful transfer of power. They love that word. Peaceful transfer of power. But you try so hard. NBC was one of the most significant moments in American history. No, it wasn't. It resulted in the largest FBI investigation ever, completely sham, made up witch hunt with criminal charges against more than 1,500 people and criminal convictions against more than 1,100 defendants, all made by Democrats against political opponents. Many low-level riot defendants were sentenced to probationary periods after being convicted of misdemeanor offenses like unlawful parading inside the Capitol, which is much more reasonable to me if they didn't do jail time. But hundreds of others who committed serious felonies, such as assaulting police with deadly or dangerous weapons, there were no guns, not one gun was used. So when they say dangerous weapons, they might mean a stick or a flagpole or pepper spray, bear spray or whatever, received significant prison sentences. At the time Trump issued the pardons, there were about 700 defendants who either never received prison sentences or had already completed their sentences, meaning that pardons or commutations would have little practical impact on them. So that's half of them. Beyond the restoration of voting rights and gun rights for those who were convicted felonies. So if he removes their felony status, they can vote again and they can get their Second Amendment put back in. More than 600 people were sentenced to periods of incarceration, but only a fraction of them were still behind bars. Of those who are in custody of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, many were convicted of violent attacks on police officers. See, they're trying to drum this up. Protecting the U.S. Capitol during an assault in which January 6 defendants were armed with firearms, no, not one, stun guns, flagpoles, fire extinguishers, bike racks, batons. Now, see, do you bring a metal whip, office furniture? Do you bring office furniture if you have a weapon? Of course not. Pepper spray, bear spray, tomahawk axe, Trump billboard, Trump flags, pitchfork. Yeah, so now a Trump flag is a weapon, dangerous weapon, a Trump flag. Imbeciles. More than 140 police officers were injured and several Trump supporters died during and by the way, all this comes under suspicion of there being, Christopher Wray has said there were FBI, there were agents inside that audience. Now the controversy is, did they start the assault or the trespassing? And that, because they will not release the phone records and all that, which we're going to get to, I believe, when Kash Patel gets in office. Trump signs executive order rescinding 78 Biden-era executive actions. That's not all of them. That's just the easy ones. Boom. Meanwhile, Senate confirms Marco Rubio as Secretary of State, giving Trump first member of his cabinet. Marco Rubio is the first guy in office. And who could be next? Look at this guy. Senate committee advances Pete Hegseth's Secretary of Defense nomination. Breaking in a 14-13 vote, that's very close. Senate Armed Services Committee advanced the nomination of Pete Hegseth to be the next Secretary of Defense. It now goes to the full Senate for a vote. So these are incredible. This is incredible positive news, but I got a really cool clip here that you won't see on another channel. This is Tucker Carlson walking down the streets of Washington, D.C., and it looks like the opening to a Disney movie. Bonjour, hello, or like a Christmas movie. Hi, Merry Christmas, watch this.
Went to church with Charlie this morning. Hey, good morning. Our country's back, sir. Man, all right. I love it. Happy inaugural. You're Hero.
The streets erupting. Hey, Tucker, America's back. Hey, Tucker. I love that. Now, in another weird note, Vivic Ramaswamy has dropped out of DOGE. Vivic steps away from Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, teasing future plans back home while Elon takes full control. And Elon has a huge panel of tech guys to take over DOGE. They'll be fine. Vivic says, "It was my honor to help support the creation of DOGE. I'm confident that Elon and team will succeed in streamlining government. I'll have more to say very soon about my future plan in Ohio." The rumor is that he is making an Ohio run to take, I believe it's J.D. Vance's place. Most importantly, we're all in to help President Trump make America great again, from presidential hopeful to DOGE architect to Senate candidate question. Stay tuned. And that, and that gets you all caught up on the news. If you guys appreciate me doing the bang, 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 getting you all caught up, please subscribe. More importantly is leave a comment, because that's like putting gasoline in the tank of this here motor car channel. You push it way out there when you watch to the end and leave a comment. Thanks so much for showing up, guys. I'm Doug in Exile. Another video right here. Subscribe right here.